reading for the new moon in Pisces. This new moon now in end of February, beginning of March. We have come a long way if you've been following our moon phases readings. They seem to be very flowy, assisting us to progress in our healing stages, healing phases. And this new moon now is bringing lots of awareness in our communication. Communication can be anything. It doesn't have to be just through words. It's communication through the tone of our voice, is the vocabulary that we use, the words that we use to express ourselves. It can be a self-talk, how we talk to ourselves, how we respond to our own behaviors, our own mistakes, our own happiness, and how do we accept that through our self-talk. And communication can also come between you and other people, or in relationships, in a family, in work situation, in friendship. And communication can have many hidden pockets of thought processes that each party is going through, each person is going through during a communication of anything that you having a communication with someone. And there can be many assumptions, there can be many uncertainties, unknowing, duality, understanding things in a slightly different perspective. And an open communication does allow us to be able to express these assumptions and these perspectives more openly without going into any type of criticisms and judgment. And communication can become very merged, very fluid, very empowering in a sense that can help heal both parties. So Pisces is all about emotions. It's all about emotions. It's water. And as we move through this next couple of days, the way we receive or pass on communication, either through thought, because communication is a thought, a behavior, words, spoken words, body language, any time that we are going to show any type of communication. You know, a baby's born and they have little cues, right? They don't have words, but they have little cues, little noises, little expressions, little body language that allows you to know, their needs, what needs doing the next time you see them. And first mother sometimes takes time to pick up on those signals. So this is all communication with the air, communication with water, fire, earth, and communication with your soul, communication with your spirit. There's a lot that is going to come to the surface through any type of communication, because any type of communications elicits emotions, and the sign of Pisces is all about emotions. It's all about how emotions were going to surface and be expressed out, or perhaps suppressed in. And it will be a moment for you to detect as well whether you are suppressing an emotion or actually being able to openly express that emotion, or somewhere in between. Somewhere in between, perhaps an emotion is more consistent in a work environment than it is in a family environment. Yeah? And perhaps you're noticing that difference of the same emotion being expressed very different in different situations and in different environments. And is that truth to you, or is that truth to the environment? So the new moon is a huge light shining, causing a shadow, and this is what's going to happen. The new moon is going to shine the light in your subconscious for you to be able to see all these shadow aspects of yourself, shadow aspects of your essence, of how you communicate with the world. Some people might be noticing more on the 3D level, purely around relationships with others and words and the way you express yourself and tone. Some other people might have processed some of this and now is stepping more into the energetic side of things. How is your energy playing out with others through mirrors, through duality, and how these energy pathways and choreography between two people are then coming back to us and creating another set of reaction, another set of emotions, another set of expressions. There's so much depth to this communication thing that it's coming up now, and it's already present and available for us. There is a space for you to be. There's a space for you to be, which is your inner cave and your Zen garden. Create a garden in your inner space, okay? There is a space for you to be able to perceive and see how these energies are playing out. And this space needs to come from the heart chakra. This space needs to come from the heart chakra, okay? As this space comes from the heart chakra, you are able to discern if the communication that you are receiving or passing on is coming from your purest form of your heart center. There's a card here for center, and there's also a card here for pure love, pure essence, pure soul. Because sometimes we can come from these spaces where our spaces from trauma, even and just on an energetic choreography, or we could be coming from a space where it comes from the most inner essence of yourself, and then it expresses very different. Like I said, sometimes we think why I can express myself in a certain way in a work environment, but then in a family environment there's difficulties, there's blockages. And if you look back at how how your household environment was as you were growing up, you probably understand a little bit more why there is that difference. We are taught a lot to hold ourselves back, to be polite, to be courteous. Our manners are shaped, our way of expressing the shape. We are told to say thank you and yes and please, and even in moments that perhaps it didn't feel like saying. So there is this moment that we learn to be polite, to be mannered. But how about learning to be happy? How about learning to be joyful? How about learning to be abundant? There's a lot to say that growing up kind of teaches us that abundance is a hard place to get. Abundance is difficult. There's a lot of effort. But how about we teach our kids now how to think more abundantly, think more, good things happen to me all the time. And even this type of perspective comes from communications that you have received when you were a child. Perhaps you observed your parents or your grandparents, the way they lived, the way they moved and navigated through their own lives, through their own circumstances, difficulties, and how they were taught and how they carried on using these teachings in their life. But we are now raising kids that are kind of showing us completely the other way, right? They are more open, they are more free, they are more expressive. That's the word. They are more expressive. They come in and their emotions are just there at the surface of the skin, ready to just flourish and express. And we find it sometimes perhaps a bit overwhelming or too much, but to be honest, they are allowing themselves to feel, and that is communication with yourself. Because if you had a difficult upbringing, most likely you'll be blocking, suppressing your emotions to be fully felt, because of the fear that perhaps a joyful emotion could turn into a chaos emotion, right? Or perhaps a chaos emotion could just last too long. So all these emotions that we felt, it was a coping mechanism for us to be able to survive in that environment. So that what are your coping mechanisms? And these are the things you're going to be picking up in your new moon awareness phase. I call it awareness phase. It's a moment of everything's going to be lit up to you very, very strongly in your mind. And it could be overwhelming at times. And I ask you to find that Zen garden within yourself to be able to allow yourself to see it through the eyes of your most pure heart, of your most pure heart. Because this is the place you're going to see your truth. This is the place your truth will be revealed to you in the most pure form, for you to then start that journey of healing that which you see. Yeah. There is a place that in the Zen garden that you're going to need to find self-forgiveness. There is a place that you're going to need to find that healing space to find the self-forgiveness. Okay. And through that, you are going to realize that some of the perspectives that you had come from programming, coming from different ways of seeing life that wasn't yours, right? The way a child sees life is very different than an adult sees life, and we quickly, as an adult, we bring our kids into our world, right? You got to work for this, you got to pass this, you got to do well in this, you got to, there's all these things that are amazing to accomplish, but we're only seeing one side of the coin. What about the other side of the flow with the universe, with the flow with the energies, with the flow of your emotions and your expression of yourself, and flow with that, and through intuition, yes, achieve all that you want to achieve. And sometimes we forget to go back and use that place of flow, of water. And this is going to be shown to you during this new moon as well, especially in the next couple of days that is transitioning through Pisces. Pisces is an aqua sign, and you're going to see these little spaces of energy that is going to show you that you are perhaps falling into either resistance, okay, to communicate, to participate, to be present, to be part of, to engage, which then makes you withdraw a little bit. And you're going to notice these moments and you're going to say, why am I withdrawing? Why am I constricting? Why am I compressing? Why am I suppressing? Why am I stopping? For example, a simple thing. Let's go buy a lottery ticket and you're at the shop and you're already thinking, I don't think I'm going to win this. But let's see if I'm lucky, yeah? And there's different ways of saying this, different words that people are using when they're just about to buy that ticket. And it makes you wonder, these people that are winning the lottery, and this is not about winning the lottery, it's just an example. So you to pick up that feeling that I'm trying to describe. It's a bit like a moment of war and peace within yourself, yeah? It's a little bit of that war and peace within yourself. You know what you really want, win the lottery. But something inside yourself stops you from even feeling what could feel like if you actually did win. And even imagining, would you be jumping, would you be screaming, would you be running, would you be crying, would you go silent? Sometimes we struggle to allow ourselves to go to those timelines of winning the lottery, because just in case we didn't win, and then we don't build our expectations far enough so that there is not that big drop of expectations. And that's a moment of war and peace within yourself. It's a moment that really we start to pick up on the coping mechanisms that we built very long time ago when we were children, growing in environments that are very volatile, unnurturing, or sometimes could be very nurturing, but nurturing through the material, through like the quick, satisfaction. And you never learn to go beyond that. And when we notice these little drops in energy sensations, it's easy sometimes to go and pick up what's in the subconscious, what's stopping you from moving forward with that desire that we have picked up. And this is the moment that you become your own guardian, you become your own magic guardian, okay? Unlock the magic within and be your own guard. This is the moment. Being your own guard is not about control, it's not about separation or defensiveness or boundaries. Be your own guard is about your own awareness, okay? You are finding what you need to know, revealing the truth for you to heal, revealing the truth for you to heal, so that you can become your own guide in terms of how are you seeing this truth and not through the eyes or energy of others, only through your own energy. So you've been your own guard of your energy, your own guard of your own third eye, your own guard of your heart center, so that you are seeing through the most inner essence of yourself, that little cave that you have within yourself, the Zen garden that you have within yourself. And the new moon is going to bring those moments. It's an energetic moment. Those are moments of activations. Those are moments of activation. And that's a card here. An activation to connect with yourself, to connect with your most inner essence and truth. And this is where those moments are like aha moments. Some people will have it through a thought process. Some people will have it through an emotion that then triggers a thought process. Or some people have it through the energy that they feel. You know when you are entering a room and you sense the energy, something changes, or someone enters the room and it changes the dynamic of the energy. Those little moments, you call it deja vu, you call it goosebumps, you call it, you might not even have goosebumps, but you just have a change in how you're feeling your environment. Those are the moments to pay attention during the new moon. It's a very energetic way of expressing yourself. We are all becoming very, DNA is a turning to light. We're all becoming very sensitive to the energies. We all have their ability, but we're all becoming sensitive in all different ways and through different waves and through different dynamics and intensities, but we all are becoming light. So we will be sensing our day-to-day more through intuition, through these changes of frequency. So if you want to understand a little bit more when I say frequency, for example, I mentioned about entering the room and you are in a classroom and then halfway through the course a new person comes in, it kind of changes the dynamic. We get a different teacher within the same group, but then you have a completely different dynamic. Or you have the same group and you are going through a class that's teaching English and another class that's teaching geography, different teachers, different rooms, same people in the room except the teachers, completely different dynamic. When you go from one place to another and you feel that change of dynamic, that is the energetic space that is going to come to you, okay? And sometimes when you feel that, you feel it so subtle, very, very subtle, you almost forget that you felt it. And what I call it breaking the seal, okay? Let's say because you felt it very subtle, it's just awareness. What we need to do then eventually, which then that's how I use the phases of the moon to help us follow this process of healing, stages of healing. As we enter the first quarter moon, this is the moment where everything that we saw through the new moon, we start to kind of filter it down to the most true, to the most the information that resonate the most with you. And as we're entering this space, okay, we stay a bit in the uncomfortable, we stay a bit in the unknown, but we are feeling, we're just feeling. And how you break the seal is actually going in meditation, going in your cave, going in your Zen garden, bringing the energy, you call in the energy, you say, I call in the energy that I realized that I had at that specific moment when I felt my energy shift, and I want to go there. And you sit in meditation and you allow your soul to bring you there. And as your soul brings you there, it's funny because this says looking at the underbelly. I was going to say you could feel it in your heart, in your throat, in your third eye, in your belly, in your solar plexus, in your root, in your feet, in your hands, or a pain in your body. A very, light-hearted pain in your body or pain in any part of your body. And this is the moment to sit with it and really stay with that sensation. This is how you increase your body way of detecting that sensation, okay? So that next time you are in that situation and you feel that frequency change, you can feel it with more intensity. We can feel it with more sensitivity, let's say. So you're just turning the intensity volume up for you to notice these moments with more clarity. And as you increase, you break the seal and you allow these energies to surface, it's very unknown, right? You go into situations, you're not trying to determine, is this the situation I'm going to feel this? No, you're just living your life. And as you live your life, you will be seeing these moments. And as they come up, allow yourself to feel. Take that breath. Take that breath and feel and allow it to travel through your body. Whatever the energy wants to do, sometimes it wants to stay in one place and intensify from there. Sometimes it moves from one place to another and you just observe. And then eventually the sensation will clear and work through your body, dissolve, alchemize, because you are your own magic garden, magic guardian. And then that's your body doing the work for you. And then it's going to be released. And when it's released, it opens a space for the emotion that was actually being suppressed by you using this coping mechanism, which is this change of frequency. And then when the emotions surface, we are in a full moon phase, okay? Be sure you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on or could use some fine-tuning. When I said looking at the underbelly, I went into the healing process. It's reorganizing yourself, that healing process. Every time you sit with your energy and you allow yourself to sense these frequency changes and these emotions, you are literally organizing yourself. You're allowing your body to recenter the chakras, to tune in that intensity button for you to be able to detect these moments more often in your day-to-day and to be able to work through these moments, because at the end of the day, you are your own magic guardian. You can change your reality, yeah? You can change your reality. I like this card here, the Macau. It's also the card called the World. Beautiful beginnings, sacred contracts, and infinite possibilities. And so by the time we leave the first quarter moon and enter the full moon is a place, it's a stage, it's a phase of energies that are out there, literally giving us all the infinite possibilities that we can feel. And that's why it feels like a roller coaster, right? If you're very open and you're allowing yourself to flow in each moment, in each situation, like, flow like water, you will realize that it feels like a roller coaster. 1 minute you're feeling this way, 1 minute you're feeling another way, and then the next minute it changes again, and you just can't keep up in a day how many emotions you've had. But even through that, you are fine-tuning your sensitivity to these frequency changes. And this is what's happening. You are learning to sense these emotions and frequency changes through the new moon. But you also, what's happening, you are experimenting. You are experimenting all of this. Archangel Mariel, manifest for the highest good, work with pure love. You are sensing and discerning how these energies are coming through the duality of yourself. Are they coming through programming, trauma, and thought processes and limiting behaviors, or are they coming really through your pure love? And then again, you're going to fine-tune and filter the things that you need to take to the next stage, which is the last quarter moon, okay? And the last quarter moon is the integration phase. So I'm not going to be tapping into the next moon phases. It's not something I like to do. I don't think I think you can tap in as far as you want in energy, but I prefer to be tapping as we go along, because what you do today changes what happens tomorrow. And today tapping into tomorrow, right? It's a complete different tomorrow. So this is what I talk about, infinite possibilities of um, timelines. And we are very powerful beings. We can step into different timelines, go back into timelines, change the timelines in the future. We can do that. It's all a change of perspectives, all a change of frequency within yourself, and which way you're seeing your lenses, using your lenses to see your reality. It's simple as that. And it can be simple as that, but sometimes you have to do the work of the limiting beliefs, of the thought processes, of the programming to be shredded, to be removed, to be worked through, to then give you the ability to navigate through these different dynamics and frequencies. Because when we are stuck in trauma, we are stuck in a certain frequency very, very constantly. There's no change. We're always tapped into that frequency. But when we are in the frequency of love, love is the frequency of everything. So we are then open and flow. The frequencies flow through us in ways that sometimes for the human being can be a little bit difficult, a little bit hard, and that's why we go through these roller coasters. So to be honest, I'm quite glad that the full moon only comes for a few days a month, because otherwise having to go through this all the time, again, it's the human mind we control, right? To go through the whole month like this, month in, month on, I think it would be take a long time to to decipher all of this, to be able to navigate with it. Maybe it's what we need to learn to navigate, be thrown in the deep end. But anyway, this is just a thought that came up. And here we are. We are here to experiment the new moon. I'm laughing because of the thought that came through, and my heart just glowing like mad, coming to life. So I'm just giggling to myself, really. So let's start with a new moon. And if you do resonate with the idea that communication is going to be huge in the next 4 weeks, I will be here guiding us through the energies with the moon phases, merging our healing processes with the moon energies available for us at each moment. Yeah, and I would love to hear in a comment, when if you resonate, to share what is it that is coming up to you in your subconscious right now that is making you feel aware of a certain communication aspect of yourself. Yeah. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here today. I would like us to just take a minute just to breathe into our hearts and allow your breath to move through your chest and your belly with flow, with ease. And as you move in with your breath into your body, you're becoming grounded and present. Your heart is able to feel that groundedness and respond with glowing, connecting your channel as above, so below. And I ask our guides, there is an alarm going off outside, and that's my universe sign to say, ask for assistance, ask for your guides to guide you now, continue to guide you. That I surrender, and the alarm just stopped, and I surrender to this guidance through the new phase. I set the intention to surrender to the unknown, to surrender through the uncertainty of each moment, and allow myself to feel my sensations, my emotions without fear of what may cause. That I can feel my emotions without projecting onto others. That I can feel my emotions for the benefit of my highest good of understanding deeper within myself. I set the intention that this new moon can help me release blockages and break seals within my suppressing coping mechanisms within myself that I'm not yet able to see, that are stuck in the blind spot, and that they're going to be revealed to me through my subconscious in the new moon phase, where I will be able to see through the lenses of unconditional love for myself, through my Zen garden, sitting in the bench of my Zen garden and being able to watch this version of myself that is seeing what needs to be seen, the truth and the love, and observing how well this version of me is taking this information, this truth, and how well I'm able to navigate and flow with the energies. And I ask for assistance from my guides and my soul to continue to show me through my energy what I'm made of, through my light what I'm made of, my essence, my love and my truth. That I'm able to stand in my truth in all aspects of my life. To be a mirror of love for those that need a loving way of seeing themselves. The same way I'm learning to see myself through my loving ways. And I breathe into my heart and ask my heart to guide me, and I surrender this trust in my guidance, in my inner guidance. I fully trust my inner guidance, and I fully accept the abundance that this navigation is going to show me in every moment, in all moments. And I'm able to hold this timeline for long enough to sustain periods of time to show me and get me used to feeling abundant, to feeling joyful, to feeling confident. That I can tap into it more often through the day and the days to come. A way of learning how to hold this timeline for myself, this frequency for myself. And so it is.